Today I'm going to give you a brief tour of Google Classroom for those of you who want to start using it but haven't played around with it very much. The first thing that you're going to want to do is go to classroom.google.com, and at that point you'll have a page that will pop up that looks something like this. Yours may or may not have that many classes in there. I obviously have all mine in there plus a lot of others. What you'll do to create a class is you would click on this little plus symbol and you would create a class. When you do that, you'll want to give it a class name. So if I wanted to do that, I could say AHS test class. And if you had a section, you could put that in there as well. Once you click create, it will take a moment to create it, and then you'll be up and running. It's very generic as we see it right here. But here's the general idea behind it. The stream looks a lot like a Facebook stream if you've played around with that. Anything that you post will just be run in a time sequenced manner, so the newest thing will fall on the top and it'll just keep overriding itself until eventually the older stuff will scroll down at the bottom of your page. Your student page, you can invite people to join through emails and whatnot, but the simplest way to do it is simply to have your kids go on to classroom.google.com, use that same addition, that add sign, and they can join a class. You chose create a class. For your students, they would click join a class. And then you'd have them type in this class code right here. Okay. Once they do that, they're automatically in there. But here's a few problems that you could run into with Google Classroom. The default setting, students can post and comment. That's a little dangerous depending on which class you're teaching and who your kids are. I would strongly advise that you put it on only teacher can post and comment. As you develop protocol and procedures with your kids and talk them through appropriateness and whatnot, that would be the time that you'd want to go ahead and open it up at times for specific assignments. We have some teachers using that as a way for kids to address, to use their voice, as Self-ID calls it, to ask questions of each other and of the teacher and to have feedback and all of that. But that's only done with those teachers doing that. That's only done once they've established norms for their class. So in the meantime, I would advise you to put only teacher can post or comment. Once you have kids start to join, they will show up in this feed. The About section, this seems kind of like an unimportant part of your Google Classroom, but in my mind, it's probably the most important one. What I put here in the title, I don't worry about what the class is because I already have the title of the class on right up here. So what I tend to do is I put my remind.com stuff in there where I want them to sign up for my Remind class. So I give them the instructions of what the number is to text in and what the code is to text to join my Remind class so that they get my text reminders. So that's all put there. The room, I do put that in there, so you could add whatever room you're in. The Google Drive folder, every time that you create a class, it gives a folder, it populates a folder in Google Drive for you so that when you go to your Google Drive, you'll be able to just click on that class and anything that you do in there will pop up. Same thing with a calendar. It'll create a calendar for you. Okay. Here's where I think the power of this lies. Let me cancel out of that. The power of this lies in the Add Materials section, because what I can do here is just like an assignment or anything else, I can add anything I want. So if, for me, I put right away class website. And then what I did is I clicked on the link button and I went http:// and then www.ahsspanish.jimdo, that's a company I use to host my site.com, and then I add it. And this will now take them, once it's up, you'll see a thing here, but it will now take them, if I did this, it'll open up a new page to my Spanish website. Okay, so that way you don't have to be telling kids where to find it. As long as they know how to go to Google Classroom, they can find your website anytime they need to. So then I would hit post. Another thing that you can do, you can keep hitting that, and you could say, let's say that you have, oops, that's the wrong spot. Let's say you have a Quizlet. If you have a vocab heavy class. So Quizlet flashcards, let's say. Okay, and in this case, you could go into here, and I might open up a new window to get my Quizlet. And let's say that I want to link them to my whole thing. I can just take this internet address, copy it, put it right there, right click, paste, and add that, and post that. Now I have a Quizlet flashcard link. Looks like I took a broken link, but you get the idea. Once you're done there, you can also customize this area. So if I wanted to, this is the same, this theme is the same throughout. So what I can do is I can select a different theme. They have some pretty good ones that tend to be subject specific. Let's say I was doing some art, I could plop that in there and it'll change the background. It's already set up for you to be the right dimensions. That's the easiest way to do it. You can upload a photo. If you did that, I might say let's say I take this picture of my son. I upload it there, and then it'll give you the dimensions that you can play with. So you can get a little bigger, but not a lot. So you'll have to select your picture appropriately, because otherwise it will look like that. So it's easiest to just select a theme and go with it. So another theme I might do, I like that one. Let's put that in there. And then you can see how it changes your class settings. So that's a general rundown of a very quick thing. Let me show you one other thing that I will do off of a different test class that I have. You can see that I've taken the theme and customized it there. The one thing that you can do under the students section, which I couldn't do before because I had no students enrolled in there. Once you have your students here, you can actually sort them by first or last name, and you can click this and highlight everybody, and this actions button comes alive. What you can do now is you can mute kids. So let's say that this kid, I'm going to unclick this. Let's say that I thought, boy, this kid's being awfully mouthy on here. He's forgotten the norms that I've established for how to communicate over Google Classroom. I can click there, go up here, and I can mute him. So he can still submit his work, although other students won't see it. He cannot reply to classmates' work, and he can't post or comment anymore because he has been put in timeout. If he gets better and you want to undo that, you again click on there and hit actions, and I can unmute him. And now he's back to full standing. His timeout is over. So that's a general rundown. I hope that helps. If not, send me your emails on the school server system. Thanks.